Shazam's he's like one of the older DC heroes. I mean, he was around probably as long as Superman or something. So Billy Batson is an orphan who jumps from orphanage to orphanage, and he's kind of a delinquent. He just pulls pranks and stuff. And when he was younger, his mom abandoned him at like this carnival. So he finally gets adopted into this family, and it's the guy from Walking Dead that was like best friends with King Ezekiel. I think his name was like Jerry. So yeah, and he has like a bunch of kids there already from like other orphanages. The main one out of the group that Billy befriends, his name's Freddy, and he's like a superhero guru. He loves Superman. He even has like merch for like bullets and shit that have been like bounced off of Superman's chest. This guy, whose name is like Dr. Sivana or Svatlana, or I think it's Sivana, I don't know. Dr. Sivana. When he was a child, he gets sucked into like this weird realm, which is the lair of Shazam, which is like a mystical wizard pretty much. The wizard is looking for his successor, and all you have to do to be his successor is say his name, and he'll give you all of his power. But he needs somebody that's pure of heart, and clearly Sivana was not. So he gets cast out, and then begins like this lifelong like project or whatever to try to reopen the door back to his world. And there's like these 7 statues lining like the lair, and each one of them represents like a deadly sin. So like the 7 deadly sins. And like there's this weird like glowing orb thing that's like pretty much their souls, or it's like pure evil or some bullshit. So he gets rejected by Shazam, so instead he chooses that, and the 7 deadly sins like possess him pretty much and gives him superpowers. There are these bullies that pick on Freddy all the time, and one day Billy stands up to them, so he's chosen to be the successor. Billy gets Shazam's powers, and then he pretty much uses Freddy as like his like manager or like his go-to guy because he's such an expert on superheroes. But you got to think like it's him as an adult, but with a child's mind. When he says Shazam, he turns into like his adult self pretty much in his prime, I guess is what they were trying to do there. Sivana finally finds out about Billy, and he goes after him, and he targets his family. So he holds the family hostage. Billy has to learn how to control his powers pretty quickly so he can, get his family back and defeat this guy. And then right when he's about to defeat Sivana, the tables turn and he just isn't able to do it. So he calls upon all of his brothers and sisters, and he gives them the Shazam power as well. And there you go, Shazam kids. They all pretty much turn into a Shazam. And they all have like respective names. Like I think Freddy becomes Captain Marvel, even though this is Captain Marvel, but originally this was Captain Marvel. So it's just like a huge copyright fuckery. They finally extract all of the sins, but then they capture them and incarcerate them. And then they return the sins back to the Shazam lair and make it like their fortress pretty much. And then cut to Sivana, who's in jail. He gets visited by another evil genius, which is, I think, Mr. Mind or Dr. Slug or some shit like that. Which is fine. I mean, they kind of hinted at, like, those guys being the villains of the next one. But we all know that The Rock is finally gearing up to be Black Adam, and Black Adam and Shazam will ultimately go head-to-head in the sequel. So we're looking forward to that. But anyway, that was Shazam in a nutshell, and that's all I got for you. Alright guys, see you on the next one. Shazam!